I want to first ask you, how does it feel to be Northeast India?
So I had a huge fan following, but since I didn't live in India, so it was very difficult for me to come and perform in Northeast. But finally, I was able to perform in this area. But I've never been to Arunachal. I didn't know it's paradise. It's heaven. Here, I'd seen it in videos, on pictures, and some of my friends who visited Arunachal. In fact, they made some videos and sent me, and I couldn't believe it. My first thing was the next song that I make, Bombay Vikings. Now I'm I have not given up on Bombay Vikings. I did it for a very long time. Music director ka naam nahi lunga, but when it happened, people wanted to have Bombay Viking kind of a feel. So everybody tried, but it was not Bombay Vikings. And how you look at music, how you produce it, how you work in your studio, and what kind of equipment that you work with, that also makes a lot of difference. So you know your thing. And now I want to do the same thing that I did some years back, and I need everyone's support to help me do it again.
Reviving, Bombay Viking, was it a plan for you?
No, it's always been there. What Bombay Vikings gave me, that name, playback did. I did a lot of songs, and every song that I used to sing used to turn into gold, and it used to be a huge hit. And then time came when I had to quit, because after some time you get sick and tired, and most of us don't have the luxury to quit. I come from Sweden. I have my pension, everything in place, so I was not doing music for money, and I'm still not doing it for money. I do it for my passion. Money is, of course, like we charge certain, because they're band members and everybody has to have some equipment, buy stuff, guitars, keyboards and all that. So we try and support them. So it's a lot of complications in doing music commercially also. But I had the guts and I had the courage to do film songs, and I've done a couple of them. You'll hear some more in future, but I'm not doing it like I did earlier, singing every day. I'm in a studio. That's what I've stopped with. I don't do that. I like to have my space. I like to have my space in my studio and work. That area which is gives me a lot of pleasure, and that is my own studio. So that is my first thing. And then, of course, we perform a lot, and that is very important for the musician to go on, and otherwise, if you stop performing, then that is your life, being up on stage and hear that roar of people, and you get to know how people appreciate you, how people like you, how much they like you, and all that. That keeps you going. So you need some kind of a encouragement from the people who be your fans, and who come to listen to your music.
So आपको ये मतलब आप प्लान कर रहे हो क्या कि अरुणाचली फोक म्यूजिक भी आप अपने म्यूजिक में लाके कोलैबोरेशन करें?
I've tried. Actually, I did a little bit in one of the songs, and I'm doing it now. And this song that I'm going to be doing, first video, it doesn't have that. It's got more of a melodious rock kind of a feel. That was a ballad. But of course, I'd like to, because I've heard so much. And even on our way here, we heard some amazing songs from Arunachal. Okay, I don't understand the language, but it somehow touches you. It touches you somehow. So folk music is something which is kind of quite a common kind of a thing, whether you go to Punjab, whether you go here. But folk music has always, something very unique that represents a certain area. And I think if it is good, which I always prefer folk music, not only here, even in Sweden also, in Scandinavia. So folk music has been there for years and years and years, and people have liked it for years and years and years, and people like it for years and years and years. So this is something straight away a win-win situation for you. So otherwise also you're doing something very interesting. You're doing something very good. Good in the sense that you are uplifting, a certain area's music. If you have, that kind of a knowledge to do that, So with little bit of blend of my own, you know, why not? It'll sound different. It'll sound different. I mean, like I did with Hindi also. I didn't live in India. I was 14 and a half when I left the country and I lived in Scandinavia. So I say that always giving it certain little touch of the place where you come from. And I come from a land of like a lot of diversity, and especially now when I've come here, I've heard a lot of music on the way. And while I'm going back also, I think I'm going to hear a lot of songs. Then I'm going to contact certain people who can tell me what song is what folk song came when, so I can do it. And I have to take permissions as well, you see. I don't believe in doing the song just like that, picking it up and have, indulging in copyright violations. I'd certainly like to pay the owner of the song, whichever record company owns the rights. So I won't like to just do it for free and buy it for free and just make a song and later on fight the case in the court. So I don't want to do that. I'd certainly like to, because if we do that, what happens is that even when we pay, suppose Copyright Act asks you to pay a certain amount of money, which is in royalties or whatever. So it's very good. I think it's a very good thing to do. Because that person who originally did it, he or she should get credit for it. And you should write there, that name should come. And then also certain compensation, monetary compensation should be made as well. So I'd certainly like to do something from here.